everyone, this is Doxy Mom and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't done so already, I greatly appreciate if you hit that little red subscribe button. You can ring the bell for notifications, and if you like this video, just give it a thumbs up. Well, Miss Valentine and I, we're here to bring you the news in 15 minutes or less, so let's get started. Now, Sidney Powell, General Flynn's attorney, went to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit, along with Deputy Solicitor General, Mr. Weil, and he did a great job trying to explain why Judge Sullivan should have dismissed the case against General Flynn. Now, Sidney, she spoke first and answered questions. Then Mr. Weil, he spoke and answered questions. Then Judge Sullivan's lawyer spoke and answered questions. Why Judge Sullivan couldn't be there himself? Anyway, the three judges who heard the case consisted of Naomi Rayo, who Trump appointed, then Karen Henderson, who was appointed by George H.W. Bush, and Robert Wilkins, who was appointed by Obama, and you sure could tell it. Guys, he gave a hypothetical that had absolutely nothing to do with General Flynn's case. Now, the judges, they asked some tough questions, but this is pretty typical, and Sidney, wow, she did an awesome job, and I even tweeted out a segment where Sidney said, "Why we're making a special exception for General Flynn is beyond my capacity to understand the law when every case in the country has affirmed a grant to dismiss in tweet." And guys, she's absolutely right. They're just trying to drag this out and drag this out because we all know that General Flynn knows where the bodies are buried, and is while he's caught up in all this court nonsense, he can't say anything. But as soon as this is dismissed, wow, heads are going to roll. Anyway, it really sounded like, if you go back and you listen to that video, it sounds like they're going to rule against General Flynn. But hey, we never know. You just don't know what they're going to do. So please continue to keep General Flynn in your prayers. I'll keep you posted, and I'll also link the Court of Appeals video if you want to go over there and check that out. And here's your daily reminder to pray for President Trump, his family, 17 of the team, our military, their families, and all of those who are fighting for our country. Now, Breitbart, they're reporting on Seattle's autonomous zone known as Chaz, where they have more demands. They demand that the funding previously used for the Seattle police be redirected into these 5 things. I don't know what they think the Seattle Police Department's budget is, but just take a listen to this. Number 1, socialized health and medicine for the city of Seattle. 2, free public housing, because housing is a right, not a privilege. Number 3, decrease class sizes in city schools and increase teacher pay. 4, naturalization services for immigrants to the United States living here undocumented, and we demand that they be called undocumented because no person is illegal. And number 5, general community developments, parks, etc. Now, the article goes on to say that there are more than 14 million illegal aliens in the United States, costing taxpayers more than $132 billion every year. So it's pretty obvious that the kids of Chaz, they don't really understand budgets or economics. Now, guys, if I was the mayor of Seattle, first and foremost, this would have never happened. Anyway, if I was right now, the first thing I'd do is I'd cut off the power, because no power means no charging up cell phones, no internet, no communications. You know, these kids cannot live without their phones. And then I'd cut off the water. No cooking, no hot showers, no toilets. And then I'd bring in the military and have every single one of them arrested for theft, vandalism of private property, and any other charge that I could find that they have violated. Now, of course, Seattle's mayor is like, oh, it's just the summer of love. Guys, do you realize what we are witnessing? You are watching the slow death of the Democrat Party. Now, Mark Taylor, he's talked about this, and this is exactly what is happening right in front of our eyes. This is history in the making. It's really an exciting time to be alive, guys. But I know you're frustrated and you're probably just fed up with the nonsense like I am. Just know these things must happen so people can start waking up to the truth. And I'll keep you posted, because first I heard that Hell's Angels and the Mongols, they're two biker groups who do not like each other, but they're going to join together, and they were headed for Seattle. Then I heard Bikers for Trump was headed for Seattle. And guys, it's needed, because this way they can't say that President Trump was a big bully and sent the troops in. Guys, this is America. We are Americans, and you know what? We can take care of this problem. Really, all they need in Seattle is one electrician and one plumber to turn off the power and the water, and then a lot of police to come in and start arresting people. Now, Juanita Broadwick, she tweeted this out. Seattle mayor says, I need the police to stop and desist the entry of Bikers for Trump into Seattle. Police, crickets, in tweet. Now, because Team Trump USA has announced that Bikers for Trump and anyone wanting to join them will retake Chaz. Now, Antifa members, they're illegally occupying the public property. They're terrorizing small businesses in the neighborhood. But the bikers say they aren't going to hurt anybody or break the law, but simply tear down the illegal barriers on public property, clean up the mess that these communist kids made, and that's going to take a while, I'm sure, and then they're going to return the police station back to the Seattle PD. Now, the staging area will be Seaward Park, because the parking lot can easily handle 10,000 bikes. They plan to do this on July 4th. Now, personally, I would have liked to have seen it done a little bit sooner, but you know what? Independence Day is quite appropriate, isn't it? And this gives all the bikers plenty of time to get to Seattle and get organized. So, kiddies of Chaz, enjoy your next 2.5 weeks. Then, you'd best be thinking about going back home to your mama. And I'll leave a link. Now, Susan St. James, she tweeted this out. The Democrats are going to pull out all the stops this week to prevent the Trump rally from happening. It may get ugly, but there is nothing they can do to stop it. We know all their tricks in tweet, because Trump, he will be having a rally on June the 20th in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The stadium only holds 19,200, and you know how many tickets have been requested? Over 800,000, guys. This is great, and that rally is going to be awesome. And if you get there, oh, you just have a ball. I wish I could go. Now, the Gateway Pundit, they're reporting on how the coronavirus is fizzling in the summer sun, and the number of fatalities are actually dwindling. This is common in flu-like viruses like the China coronavirus, but this is not good news for those who oppose America and oppose President Trump. So, in order to stop it, the Chinese, the Democrats, the deep state, and the mainstream media, they're all joining forces to keep the coronavirus alive. Even though the number of deaths are dwindling and the coronavirus is dissipating as the U.S. heats up, the deep state, well, they're getting states to pad the number of lives who die from the coronavirus. And in my opinion, the mainstream media, well, they're just out and out lying about it. We know they're padding the numbers. They're overstating them. They are saying states don't need to reopen because more and more people are just being infected. And guys, I don't see it and I don't believe it. And I knew 3 people who got the Rona, and they all survived. And right now, and it's been this way, guys, our hospitals, they're empty. They're losing millions of dollars every single day. And no one's sick, but the mainstream media is trying to scare people. But we aren't scared, guys. And it's very rare to get COVID from, well, you can't get COVID from surfaces. We already know that. And it's very rare, the WHO said, to get COVID from asymptomatic people. And guys, I don't know about you, but it was so nice to go to church yesterday, to be inside with our friends, and I was pleasantly surprised when our preacher said it was put on his heart to speak on Ephesians chapter 6, starting at verse 10, about how we don't wrestle with flesh and blood and how we must put on the armor of God. So that was just wonderful. And guys, you know what? When you hear the lies that a second wave is coming and more people are infected, just don't believe it and don't live in fear. And I'll leave a link, and I'm going to leave you with Proverbs chapter 8, verses 32 through 36 that say, "Now then, my children, listen to me. Blessed are those who keep my ways. Listen to my instruction and be wise. Do not disregard it. Blessed are those who listen to me, watching daily at my doors, waiting at my doorway. For those who find me find life and receive favor from the Lord. But those who fail to find me harm themselves. All who hate me love death." Well, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, this is Doxy Mom, and God bless you all.